Hello. Hello, how is everyone? Also, bye, Sucker Punch. Assuming people can hear me. Hey, Avex. Sweet. Ooh. So I went back after the last session and replayed all of Garma and did all that stuff with Garma wherever he is. Or that's the Zeta era. Yeah, I did all the stuff with Garma. So now we have Amuro joining the Zeta program, and then once we get this done, we can get Titans Amuro. Then we could probably do Char going crazy and get that storyline done. Or actually, I think we need to finish the other side of Char going crazy and, you know, trying to drop Axis. Nope. Give me 1 second. I need to go close my door. Alright, I'm back. So I guess we can go do that side 7 mission again. I vaguely remember doing it, but I didn't remember rightly, so I didn't want to do it if I hadn't done it yet.
Unit heading out. All mobile suits. We have to stop the enemy.
Yeah, so we have Slugger in the Mark II while we're in the original Zeta. Heyo. I'm doing alright. How are you? Yes, I have played Rune Factory 4, and yes, I have beaten Rune Factory 4. I hate Rune Para with a passion, and I will say that every freaking time. Why the hell you'd put jumping puzzles into an isometric game, I have no idea.
Let's just see.
There are AIs in Gundam. The Gundam S is the most commonly known one. There's also the Moon Gundam, which is basically the original Gundam that was on the moon in an alternate UC. The S Gundam being the Gundam Alice from Gundam Sentinel. It even felt emotion to the point where it'd fall in love with its pilot.
Don't get in my way. I'll get you there.
Yeah, basically older Char and then younger Char have two different voice actors. Apparently that's because Gundam versus Federation versus Zeon had one voice actor, and then this one had a separate one. So I kind of make the joke, it's like, oh, it's older Char versus younger Char. There's also, depending on what you mean by Gundam, if you mean UC or not, there's also, like, a ton of AIs in Seed, and a ton of AIs in, Age. Hell, the Age device is basically one. As far as, if you really want a cool game, or, like, a chill game without any force to it, you want Animal Crossing. Because besides making your own town better and making it look good, there's no reason you have to do anything. You could literally sit there in the woods and craft rocks all day and be perfectly fine. If you enjoy it, like, go ahead. Rune Factory, there's a centralized plot to it. It's more of a visual novel and a farming game than it is anything else. But there's a massive drive, and there's a couple of events that'll go on, just as time goes on, that massively change the game. Oh yeah, there are AIs in Iron-Blooded Orphans as well. But, yeah, if you've watched the series, you know about that, but I won't spoil it for anyone. God damn it. So for some reason, the fall mall is still a thing in this world. Yeah, we have Sayla and Amethys. Yet again, proving that Sayla's better than Fa. Yeah, if you consider Victory Cannon, or not Victory, Crossbone Cannon, there's also an AI version of Amuro taken from the combat data from the core booster after Aboku that pilots a mobile suit for, like, you know, a chapter and a half. There's also a Char one in one of the side stories, but we don't really talk about Gaia Gear too much. Apparently a lot of people like Fa, and I just like considering Fa garbage because of Girin's greed. So for Char to spawn, we have to shoot down the Fall Mall, which is actually kind of annoying when they shoot you in the back while doing it. Technically you can say that, yeah, 4 is always better. 4 is best girl. Well, second best girl. Seema is best girl. Honestly, you could probably say that the exam system's also an AI, but that's more of a new type ghost stuck inside a machine. As far as Zeta versus the Zeta Gundam goes, if you're talking about pure firepower, the Zeta Gundam wins. If you're talking about, or the double Zeta wins, and if you're talking about speed, then the Zeta Gundam wins.
I'm going to teach you that a mobile suit has its limits, my friend, when it goes up against the level combat.
Brother! Brother, stand back!
It's a ceasefire.
But if you're talking about a sequel to this game being Zeta versus double Zeta, there are actually models and voice lines for all of the Zeta, for a lot of the double Zeta characters. Also, Gundam is still in Izaku 1. So there are actually models for a lot of the double Zeta characters in this game, along with a couple of mobile suits. But they're not actually, like, they don't do anything in the game. So, like, there's, Michello's dialogue is all in here, along with Haman and Michello dialogue. It's kind of funny. Yeah, I know, I can't believe... I imagine that's, like, similar to an Austin situation. It's just like, yeah, it does not want to change. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, crap, we're supposed to be protecting Sayla? I'm beating the shit out of her. I did that. Okay, we just had to scare away Char, so it was all good. Oh yeah, there is also the Zero system. I forgot about that one. Getting a remaster of this game on PS4? Probably Zero. If they were working on it, it would be on PS5, but I don't think they're working on it at all.
Amuro unit heading out.
PS5 is like slated to launch middle of next year, I believe. Something crazy like that. Also, wow, it's the Argama. That looks incredibly awkward because it's not actually touching the ground. And Mira is on the Argama for reasons. Yeah, if they would add more stuff, it'd be really cool. Like, I'd be all about that. But I just don't think it's gonna happen. Yeah, this is also smaller than it should be. Oh yeah, we are actually fighting Zeon forces right now. So in this timeline, Garma had helped take Jaburo from the Federation and forced ceasefire. So this is the Zeta project 5 years later. Like, this is them trying to tip the balance back in the way of the Federation. We're fighting with Kai right now. This is just a redo of all of the 1-year war stages with Zeta units. I won't deny that, but yeah, that's like the actual story to it. That's why, you know, Char is in Rick Diaz being backed up by Hyzax. And while we're using the Gundam. God damn it. Good move though, Char. That knife to the knee.
Good move, mobile suit.
Oh. Alright. Damn it, Kai, really? Oh, and then Char got away. Goddamn Char being a coward.
Trojan horse. Hey, Gunner. Learn this on the misfortune of your birth. What? Misfortune? You were indeed a very good friend to me.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You can
It was all the Midnight Fenrir. Also, why? It's like, why is Garma in the Guada or the Garuda? I think we already got the mid-season upgrade. I'm thinking in this timeline it starts out with the Gundam, and then the mid-season is the time break where we get the double Zeta.
I'm coming back.
Minovsky surviving is kind of a question. I honestly don't think it would change too much. They might make the Minovsky reactor like slightly better,
Zmuro unit heading out.
but he was really just an engineering scientist. He wasn't about mobile suits at all. He knew nothing about them, for that matter. He didn't even think they would happen.
Mobile suits. We have to stop the enemy.
He developed the Minovsky reactor for shipping purposes. They just happened to miniaturize it and build mobile suits eventually.
Go down.
So, headcanon version of this, maybe Hama-Hamas instead of Galps? Like, you know, actual double Zeta units? Also, Stetchin and Marisai being backed up by some Galps. Oh, god damn you. Oh yeah, probably at this point, Desert Rommel is like the Governor General of, like, Egypt. Or Cairo, or whatever that city he was in was. I don't remember exactly what they called it. All I remember is they went to the Gulf of Sinai at one point, so it was probably Egypt. I mean, it might be. I didn't actually consider that being an anagram of Tomino. It isn't, though. There's no S in Tomino. Unless it's his first name. Oh my... Well. Yeah, honestly, with Double Zeta, if you can't do the first few episodes, skip to episode 17, and then start watching again, and see if you like it. That skips over the more, like, jokey stuff, or the more lighthearted portion of the content. Yeah, I believe 17 is the very end of Moon Moon. Basically, they go to a primitive colony that is trying to bring their religion through a couple of warships that head there, and Xeon's like, yeah, sure, we'll do that. Just give us the Argama and we'll do that. And they're like, okay. Oh my god. Alright. Where are we doing this? Like, the fact that 90% of that was me trying to save Hayata, or not Hayata, Ryu, and he was just gonna waste my special, I don't care.
The enemy.
The O would win hands down. With conventional mobile suits up till the Zeta era suits, like the O is the best of the like conventional original line mobile suits. The only problem... Nice one. Yeah. I didn't get to be part of the beta on that, so I don't know. I haven't even played it yet. But the O was basically so heavily armored and had the most powerful beam rifle from before the variable frame became a thing. Why are you trying to melee with a gun tank? I hate the Sea Serpent. It doesn't do very much damage, it's just annoying. I really just need to let him die and, like, you know, give up on him.
It'll take a miracle for us to make it through this one.
It's not really a challenge on that one, you know. Yeah, the upgraded version of a mobile suit versus the weaker version. Hey, if it had a Gundam hammer, I'd be like, sure, why not? He's trying to melee with those handguns that are, or the hand machine guns that are basically garbage in this game. I have shot off I knocked off both of his hands at this point. The woodwork being the best mobile suit? I mean, it definitely looks cool, but, like, there are multiple mobile suits and even Advanced Zeta that are better than it. Yeah, I blew up both of his arms. Though, I really dislike what they did with it in Re-Zeon. It's like, yeah, they gave it to Alice, but she's never gonna use it. She doesn't fight anyone. She just watches as her friends die and complains about it. Now we're murdering the Black Tri-Stars near Odessa in the Zeta Gundam. That's a good one, the GM Striker. Honestly, if the GM2 had its beam rifle, I think it would beat the GM Striker. Just because, yeah, the armor would soak up like a shot or two. But that's it. It's just a shot. If you're smart about it, it would get 2 or 3 off before it could even engage. If the GM striker got the jump on him, though, different story. I think they use Rick Diaz's, but they might still use Dom's. I know, some of the later stuff with the Black Tri-Stars, they'll use Rick Diaz's.
Can't sit around and watch this magnificent ship go down.
Also, apparently Matilda's still alive. Good to know. Oh, definitely. Mash would have drank some bad moonshine and died. We all know how southern he is in this one. Oh, definitely. Oh, no! No, they are not in DOMs. They're all apparently cyber new types. Oh, yeah.
You got in my way.
Alright then. That was actually a lot easier than I thought it would have been, but I'm okay with that.
I'm coming back.
Well, the Hazel is just GM Kel that has a Gundam head on it.
Zmuro unit
So some of them are pretty good. Some of them are pretty powerful, but not too much. Yeah, they nerf those a lot. I have not played the latest Gundam vs. game. I didn't get part of the beta.
We have to stop the enemy.
I didn't even know they were doing signups for the beta, or I probably would have signed up and got in. But I didn't, so I got nothing. When I play it, I'll let you know.
Damn you. You got in my way.
That being said, I have heard a lot of good things about the new one. But I know a lot of people are kind of mad that they followed the story. They followed the EXA story, which, if you don't know what EXA is, basically it's a manga that'll never be translated into English. It goes along with the story from the arcade game in Japan. But it's time travel bullshit, the anime, or the manga, with Gundams. Oh wow, McCuve's in the Palace Athene for reasons. So Shirako joined Zeon in this one. Also, it's in the shitty loadout for the Palace Athene, which is also good for me. I will do Dynasty Warriors Gundam one day. Either that'll be next after I finish this, or it'll be like a after work stream one day. It's this whole thing we're not allowed to talk about, you know, that starts with the C and ends with the S. The Crush Card virus. I might actually get demonetized for saying that. But I haven't really got time to stream after work recently. Just because of how much I've been working. I have not killed all of Jared's friends just yet. I don't know if Jared's in the army in this one or not. We're on the Zeon winning the 1-year wars side right now. And for some reason, we're still using, like, old world equipment. Oh, the Abo Aku arcade game is so much fun. Though, playing it as the Zaku is a bad idea. You want the Gelgoog. It's the only way you can survive to actually fight the Gundam. Yes, I am trying to kill you, Hayato. Deliberately, in fact. I may play Overworld one day, but it's like really long and I don't really have an interest in beating it again. I did stream it, the last time I did streaming for a little while, but all those videos got taken down by Bandai, so unless you were there, you can't watch them. As far as the God Plant versus the Gira Zulu almost hands down, just because of sheer firepower. Oops. It's Iboku again. If the God Plant was in a situation where it could outmaneuver the Gira Zulu, there's a chance, but I don't give much of a chance to it. Amuro didn't join Zeon in this one. He stayed with the Federation, but, you know, Zeon wins the 1 year war, so... Well, and Cross, this isn't the IBO timeline, so, you know, if he's a botanist, he's actually just going to be employed when they try to fix the planet. It's a really good job if you're in UC and you want to learn how to grow plants and stuff and, you know, fix the environment. It's just Hathaway that fucked that up. Yeah, so basically, they just call a ceasefire at the end of the 1 year war. They don't really, like, end the war. So it's just kind of a tense period. And so Ray starts developing the Zeta Gundam through most of it, I think. Yeah, basically, it's like, do I want to fuck up, like, trying to repair the planet? Yes. I don't want to fix the planet. I want to just kill a bunch of people for fun. And then complain when you guys call me a monster. Kai, you know I'm doing this to you on purpose. I love the Messer, but it is just a Gira Zulu that's been repainted and the armor's been covered. Is that Biren? I really hope that's Biren. Nah, it's just a random Ashmer. Yeah. I do love that arc with Uso. It's just like, yeah, everything here is shit. Like, why are we still doing this? So good. Yeah, olden days when I first played this game, I got this game the same place I got MS Saga. And the dude who worked there is probably probably responsible for my massive Gundam addiction nowadays. He also gave me Zeonic Front, but he told me Zeonic Front was bad. And I, like, trusted him a bit too much. And he was wrong. Like, Zeonic Front was good. I don't care what he said. As far as Zeku Eans versus the Messer, depending on the version of the Zeku Eans, I'd probably actually give it to that, because the Gyaradoga is advanced, but the Zeku Eans was, like, on par with it, at least. Like, it was crazy powerful at one point. Though, just straight power-wise, probably the Messer would win.
Amuro unit heading out. The enemy.
Hello, a Balanoak Shinanaham. God. So, like, the Lapis box was such a bad thing as soon as they revealed it. Like, it was cool in concept, but, like, if the unicorn had been the Lapis box, it's like, okay, yeah, I understand this. The fact that it was just a plaque, like, really? Then again, I think that was supposed to be the point, is, like, they put a bunch of effort into this box that, you know, didn't actually mean anything. But, like, how did the Vis Foundation come to power if they had that? If they had that, like, anyone would look at that like, yeah, you made that, what the hell? You have no proof for anything like that. Like, who cares? As far as the 0-0 versus the GPO-1, 0-0, just because that would mean Halloween would be piloting it, and he's a better pilot than Ko. But straight equipment-wise, I would still give it to the 0-0 just for the better stuff. Dude, you know if the Vis Foundation rolled on the mystery box, they'd get fuzzy socks. Or comfy pajama. What's inside the Lapis box is a, it's like a plaque that had the tenets of the Federation on it from the original, like, base of, or the original, like, space colony that had been developed that got bombed. And it's literally just a plaque that's like, yeah, if a new form of life comes, we'll help them. It's like, really? You guys made that up. Like, you have no proof that it exists. Get out of melee range with Char, thank you. You're not the melee guy. You're a tank. Also, quit shooting me in the back. Oh. Yeah, the GP00 is the Gundam Blossom. Yes. There's our best friend Ryu, who keeps losing his arm in combat. He's like Lieutenant Dan, except for, you know, with the arms instead of the legs. Oh wow, and you're in a bound dock. What the hell? Well, I mean, Ryu keeps trying to melee with the gun tank, so Ryu needs an arm. Oh crap, it's another one where we're supposed to protect him. God damn, I hate these missions. I love the bow. Bow is best suit. Thank God. Lost both his arms again. So, the Baowu, or the Bow, as the instrument is called that it's named after, is basically the evil Zeta. Scientists who had worked on the Zeta project, who were Xeon scientists, working for Anaheim. After Neo Xeon came back, they took the data they developed while working on the Zeta and built the Baowu, or the Bow. And they were originally, in the original script of Double Zeta, they were going to give it to Char. But when Char got removed from Double Zeta because CCA got approved, they instead... Wow, this is just a generic Big Zom, not Dozel. But yeah, so once they removed Char from it, they gave it to Glemmy, and it's like, really? Lemmy's just kind of a nerd. Yeah, so I just slashed through Big Zom. Mainly because Dozel wasn't piloting it, so it didn't have the power of terror. There's Dozel. If you're wondering why I'm doing this, is it has an eye field, and the eye field doesn't get destroyed in this game. If I had the standard Gundam, I could use... Oh! This is the timeline where Garma helps Zeon capture Jaburo. He doesn't die in it, and like he survives the entirety of the 1 Year War. So now we're fighting the 1 Year War again during the Zeta project. So basically, the 1 Year War with Zeta mobile suits. But like, yeah, what the hell, man? As far as Dozel being a new type, I don't think he was actually a new type. Because remember that Amuro was the only one who could see it? I think it was Amuro actually developing... Amuro developing his empathy powers. Or having had his empathy powers that allowed him to see it. As to why Char had regressed during CCA... Honestly, we don't really know, for the main reason that, like, it was supposed to be in Zeta and never happened. Because he got removed from Zeta. But the reason they went with in the current canon is he met Nai, developed the Psycho Frame, and then realized that the Federation was just shit. Which, I mean, it is. But it just feels kind of out of left field. The Javelin is pretty cool, but it's kind of a bit too late kind of thing. Because it's like, you developed that 50 years after the Aegon, and it's about on par with the Aegon. Like, there's no point to it. Oh. Oh. Okay. They were serious when they said mass-produce Big Zom. So the weird thing about the bow is that the bow and the mass production bow are the same suit. The only difference is the paint job. The standard bow is actually a bit worse than the mass production bow, due to design changes that they made to the bow itself. But the mass production bow was used by the Royal Guard of Zeon, so by Haman, or by Minerva and in turn Haman's Royal Guard. So they actually had the top-of-the-line mobile suits. The ones that we saw that survived in, like, in Unicorn and that kind of stuff are actually from Duke Aurelius, who is the head of the Royal Guard and just kind of fucks off and becomes a pirate after Double Zeta. The Godplant Kai is from SV Gundam, and it's kind of garbage. Like, just straight out garbage. They took out the mobile suit part of it and just made it fly. Like, great, I mean, it makes sense if you think about it, but it's not very useful. As far as how to change the 1 Year War to be more concise, make Double Zeta make a little bit more sense. Like, remove the intro part to Double Zeta, and instead of making it a couple of kids ending a war, make it a couple of kids in a war. Besides that, probably cut out all of Late UC. Just because Late UC really wanted to be its own series, but couldn't be. So it came out weird. Well, I don't want to get rid of it. I just want to make it its own series instead of having it rely on, you know, UC as a thing. Like, if it was its own timeline and the Zanskar Empire actually made sense of how they took over all the planet before the Federation decided to do anything.
Your strength has confirmed my fears. I must shoot you.
After F91, basically.
Afraid you came too late.
Like, have the Oldsmobile Army its own thing, and, like, its own little run line, or timeline.
Why this? How can you keep fighting with conviction? Great strength, and no one suffering nothing but
Yes, this is the Zeon use Hyakushiki. Or the Titans use Hyakushiki. Also, hey, as far as Aasimar versus the Bow. Like, hands down, it's just better. And if Char had stayed as a politician after the Zeta conflict, I honestly think he could have made changes, even been Federation Prime Minister at one point. Though I think he would got assassinated if he did that.
You won't do any more damage. What are you doing?
So this is the storyline where Zeon wins the one-year war, and so Amuro comes back as the pilot of the Zeta Gundam during the Zeta project to try to end the ceasefire between the Federation and Zeon. Also, yes, I just murdered Lala. I did that on purpose. I don't remember if there's a thing for not killing her or not. I don't think there is, but I could be wrong.
I suppose so. You're right about
I'm probably gonna have to redo this.
Amuro, do you honestly believe that?
Yeah, I thought so.
Why do people always end up making the same mistakes? It's pitiful.
Oh, yeah, if Char had made himself Federation Prime Minister, which with the support he got after the Dakar speech, he probably could have. He would have most likely got assassinated. I couldn't imagine a version of the Federation Federation oligarchy that wouldn't try to kill him.
You got my way.
That being said, if he was killed, that would probably lead to another war. Or a civil war, in fact.
Go down.
Brother, stand
Yeah, but with Victory, they're using 30-year-old outdated hardware, but the Zanskir's mobile suits are worse than the Federation's were from 30 years ago. Like, their mobile suits move slower, don't have eye fields, are still completely vulnerable to where the Federation mobile suits aren't. And theoretically, if they're using the 30-year-old mobile suits, they'd have the micro ones, which wouldn't have any problem with the Bertigos or the helicopter mobile suits at all. Oh my god! I really hate these solar panels. Like, I'll mention this every single time. They annoy the crap out of me. I like the return of Johnny Ridden. I don't really see it as a mainline series, though, and I really don't think they should animate it. Though I think they're going to soon. Just as an OVA, but I think it's going to happen. Bright was actually offered the position at one point in one of the side stories, but he doesn't take it because he wants to spend time with his family. And then after... Basically, he's kind of a defeated man after the Hathaway stuff. Or, Hathaway's Flash stuff. I mean, isn't it... didn't the rights get purchased by Viz, like, a couple of years back? I thought they were doing a traditional translation. I believe that comes up in Into the Moonlight, or no, that's the X one. It's the F91 side story. Come on, I don't want to murder you, Lala, if I don't have to. I'm letting you live in this one. But if you're asking if it's translated into English, it isn't. Well, you guys got to remember that the Federation PM doesn't really have power. They just have the ability to redirect their power to do other things. It's not that they can't really do... Oh god, Sayla just died. So we're doing that storyline after all. God damn it, Sayla. I will murder you, Lala. I can. Yeah, even if he is PM, it doesn't mean he can really do much. It just means he'll be able to avoid a couple of things. Okay, so I have to murder Lala. That's good to know. Kind of wish I would have figured that one out earlier. I guess if I didn't kill Char... come on. Yeah, Sayla died. Lala's also gonna die, because I kind of have to. I was trying to keep her alive, but... Oh, never mind, I can. Cool. I didn't do that. Lala killed her own guy. Lala saved my ass. Okay, so yeah, there was nothing for Lala surviving that. Lame. So, if you haven't read Hathaway's Flash, basically, Hathaway dying completely changes Bright as a person, and I don't think he ever recovers from it. He's the one who who signed the warrant for his son to be executed. He didn't know who Mufti was till the very execution. So he's the one who signed it and did it. I don't know if it's true or not, but people are saying Mirai doesn't take it well either. But I don't remember her being in any of the background stuff. Like, her and the kid are just forgotten. So you remember, Hathaway has a sister. Kiki. Or, is it Kiki or Kiku? I don't remember exactly. But Hathaway has a sister. And she's never brought up ever again. Also, I understand why they do this, but I really hate these battles where it's like the enemies just take multiple shots. Because it's not challenging, it's just long. Yeah, he finds out, Kenneth tells him, or at least shows him who it is, right as he's getting shot.
I've got it. I can see him.
Well, it doesn't start with a C because it's Japan, so it starts with a K. But it's Kiku or Kiki. I can't remember which one.
But I'm a new type as well.
But no one ever remembers that he had a sister. The Palace Athena is okay, but for, like, its usability is very limited just because all it has is big missiles on its back. Its shield has bombs in it, and its rifle isn't very powerful. Well, its hand cannon isn't very powerful. Yeah, Camille refuses to rejoin the military during Into the Moonlight for the CCA event, or for the CCA stuff, because he's a doctor on the moon and he's all about saving people now. He's not forgotten. They tried to get him back. He just wouldn't go back. Um... Yeah, I wouldn't blame him after the shit he went through with Shirako. Hell no. Yeah, and in Last Sun, Beecha and Oleg, Beecha and Oleg actually come back. And what's her name? Emmy? I forget her name. Ellie. Ellie, that's it. Yeah, it's like they actually do come back, and you get to see what they've been doing after the Zeta conflict. They're still pieces of shit, though.
Amuro launching.
And you know, Amuro ends up turning into a space ghost and seeing the end of humanity a couple of times, like a lot of times.
John, where are you?
Uso becomes a politician and has a bid for Federation Prime Minister. We don't know if he gets it or not, though. I don't hate them, they just annoy me, and it's only specific people. And usually they'll only annoy me because it's bad writing. Yeah, Christina never actually finds out that she killed Bernie. Weirdly enough. Though, she is seen in 0083, but it might just be a similar character that the guy had drawn. But she was like eating lunch at Anaheim when they were talking about the GPO-1. We don't know if it's true or not. Also, in the CCA novel, you know that random redheaded lady and then the kid that they talk about? And you never really see anything about them? That may or may not be Christina now. We don't know. It's implied, but you never know for sure. God, what's with all these Deha? Yeah, Cross, I can't say I see Al ever joining combat again. Like, dude saw exactly what you don't want soldiers to see. As far as a Boundog versus the Gundam, the Boundog would win. Just because the Boundog's laser is enough to go through nanolaminate. Or not nanolaminate, Luna Titanium. Nanolaminate too, but that's just because I think all heated weapons go through it. I really need to stop caring about Kai. Like, it just doesn't work. They're just gonna get their asses kicked. Yeah, I honestly don't think Al would ever, like, join anyone. Let alone the AUG, which are basically the people he hates. Yeah, Shiro's off being a farmer in the middle of Russia. Like, no one even knows he's there for the most part. Except for maybe the locals. Yeah, I could see Christina joining the Titans. I can't see Al joining the AUG. Well, here's the thing about the AUG versus the Titans. If you are somebody in UC, what do you know about the AUG? Only the higher-ups know about the 30 Bunch incidents till they start telling people. So, all you know that the Titans are over-controlling pricks. The Titans, on the other hand, are the most elite form of the Federation military, and unless you know one directly, they're basically the Marines. Now, joining the Titans and then defecting, I would understand. But it's the kind of thing where it's like, do you really? Char's revenge on the zombie route scenario unlocks. Yeah, the AOG just look like rebels or terrorists. I mean, I'm already getting... I can see the T word. Usually get demonetized for that, but I'm not monetizing this anyway, so I don't care. Hey, look what we got! In the middle of the battle, Amuro has a psychic contact with Zeon, new type Lala. Both pilots escape with the help of their allies. Lala's alive! The one-year war ends with the fall of Aboa-Ku. After the war, Amuro assists Federation new type labs as a test subject. Titan's Amuro route appears. But yeah, the REGZ custom's really cool. Though I will say, really, you built a mobile suit-sized AK? Did you really have to cut down a tree for that? Yeah, giant AK. But yeah, discovering that Lala is a test type at the Titan's new type lab, Amuro transfers to the Titans is promoted to captain. Does it mean he stayed a lieutenant for 7 years? Fuck. That's gotta suck.
Alright, I'm heading out.
Well, yeah, not monetizing a video and having super chat and membership and all that kind of stuff is separate. I technically don't make money off the video itself, but if you want to donate money, that's your choice. But mostly I just have that turned on because, you know, you need certain things turned on to be able to monetize videos. And I'd rather be able to do it than not be able to do it. Yep, see you later, Cross. Yeah, maybe sometime we'll talk about it again, once we're finished. Amuro gets upgraded to a lieutenant during, not Aboku, Jaburo. Yeah, after Jaburo, remember, he gets a field promotion to lieutenant.
You're like the second coming of Amuro. You're kidding me. Good move. What are you doing? Don't get in my way. You. Damn you.
God, I love that attack. One of the best parts about using the Rick Diaz is being able to slice through the enemy. Yeah, one day we'll get to the Universal Century. Though I want to do at least CE or 00 first, just to annoy the people who want me to do UC immediately. That's not happening, damn it. Really? Really? Yeah, So the Space Navies use ground rank, American ground ranks.
Zmuro launching.
The Navy ranks are actually for the Army on the planet. It's backwards. The Delta Chi is an upgraded version of the Delta Gundam with the Nitro system, which is based off of the Hades system and the exam system. It technically has 2 funnels, but they aren't Psychomu funnels. They're like actual funnels that work for anyone. Though the Nitro system kind of makes you go crazy at certain points. Oh yeah, it's a homebrew based off of Cyberpunk, but it's been so massively modified that it's not really related at all anymore.
I didn't think the enemy had a pilot this good.
It's not related to NTD unless they somehow got data from NTD, which I wouldn't say they can't. But it's one of those things that the wiki put on there and isn't actually shown in the text at all. But I'm basically the only one who's ever translated the UC game, so...
Don't get in my way.
Oh my... Fuck you, Camille.
You won't do any more damage.
Was that Emma? Did Emma just shoot me in the back?
I'll get you. Not yet.
I think Emma's already defected and just hasn't told anyone.
Don't get in my way.
Come on, run away. Cool. Yes, we are translating the Garen's Greed game into English. So far, only Xeon's been done, but we're working on the other stories. We'll get to them. At the current rate we're going, it'll likely be 2 years for us to finish it. The 2023 estimation was the original one, and it's pretty goddamn spot on at this point.
Zmuro launching.
The problem isn't the translation, that's the easy part. It's getting that stuff to fucking work.
I was the pilot of the gun. You have a point there.
Yep. I'm pretty sure she's already defected and just hasn't told anyone. I mean, if you guys wanna... If you guys want, you can play the Xeon campaign on Garen's Greed. Like, it's out there, you just have to find the download. If you're part of the Discord, like, I posted it last week. It's only vaguely hidden, and the only reason it's hidden is because the translator's super afraid that Bandai's gonna get mad at us.
They'll finish me if I deploy my value. You're playing into their
Yeah, if you check M, it's there.
It won't last much longer. This is nothing.
Okay, so the translation, right? I've been part of all 3 of them that gotten anywhere at this point. The original one got abandoned because of the technical issues. The second one, the programmer just kind of dropped out. And we still don't know what the fuck happened to him. I see him play games on PS4 occasionally, but that's it. This more recent one, instead of doing anything technical, we're using texture replacement off PPSSPP. It started last August. Ironically, though, that one is because he saw the technical guy, or the programmer, leaving for the second translation and was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna do it myself. And then somebody on the strategy games Reddit sent me a link to it, and I was just like, oh, cool. Here, dude, have all my translations. I still have a lot of these. And he's like, awesome. And then he put them in there, and that's why all the cutscenes are already translated.
All unit heading out. The enemy.
I mean, the units, the pilots, the terrain, all production, all that kind of stuff's translated, including spying and stuff's been done. The only thing that really needs left to be done is the dialogue between characters, and then and the story events for most of the Federation, Titans, and AUG. And then the mid-mission updates as well. Like the ones where you get the special units and stuff. Yeah, if you guys have the wiki, you can play it now. There's the Gihren's Greed wiki that has a list of all of the, like, event arcs and everything for all the campaigns. Like, go ahead and check it out. You can play it.
What are you doing? Be strong. Don't get in my way, huh?
I mean, he also has a download or a donation link if you want to give him money.
Don't cross my way. Not yet. You. Huh? There. Good move. Be strong. I won't die here. Damn you. Look at you. I'll get you strong. Going nowhere. Damn you.
Ah.
Hit up you.
That was exclusively for Green Noah, by the way. Fuck Camille. That was bullshit. Yep. The translation will not fix that issue where the AI just doesn't care about its own resources and, you know, production queues or anything like that. They will just outproduce you. You can't outproduce the AI. It doesn't work like that.
I'm an ally.
Which makes it really funny, because that's how the Federation won the war.
Damn you. I'm coming back.
As far as all the mobile suits that for the Crossbone Vanguard, I will say this, and I really mean this: their designs are stupid. You built everything for a 2D play in a 3D area.
All mobile suits. We have to
The Mother Vanguard is the dumbest thing ever. The stories are pretty cool, and that's it. But what the hell, man?
in a city like this.
Oh god, it's this bazooka. I hate this one.
What is it?
Oops. I thought it had the real hyper bazooka, not the, like, explodey one.
Right, I'm heading out.
God, I hate that one. Yeah, the pirate ship. And, like,
All mobile suits.
ships work really well on 2-degree planes where you can't go up and down. If you can go up and down, a pirate ship is retarded. That's why we don't use pirate ships anymore.
In a city
Or,
like this.
wooden sail ships anymore.
What is it?
Yeah, so the thing with the AI in Gihren's Greed is it doesn't care how much money it's making, it doesn't care how many resources it gets in a turn. It determines how many troops it makes off of, or how many troops it's allowed to build as, how many troops you have, and what you're building. Also, where you have what. If you have a lot of units near the border of one of their production centers, they can produce up to 24 units in one turn. And they can do something like produce 24 Psycho Gundams in a turn. That will happen on the Titans campaign. Or not the Titans, the Axis campaign against the Titans. It can also happen on the AUG campaign, but usually the AUG campaign doesn't go that long. Or by the time it does get that long, you already have all the new types. So Psycho Gundams are just annoying, they aren't difficult. Also, I'm supposed to be protecting Lala, and she's doing more damage to me than the enemy. Oh, that's why Amuro becomes a captain. So they can use Lala lines about Char for Amuro. That's funny.
Calm down.
So remember that the cheats that allow you to produce anything also allow the enemy to produce anything. So you can use the cheat to get all like Quinn Mothas or whatever, but you're going to be fighting bunches of Psycho Gundams or like hordes of Gundams and stuff like that. So be careful.
Are you alright?
The DOP is a fighter plane that Xeon didn't know about air resistance, so they developed it without a knowledge of air resistance. So it's okay, I guess, but it's kind of good for what it was designed to do, but it was stupidly designed.
I'm coming back.
Hey, we finally got the Zeta Gundam. So we stole the Zeta Gundam for the AUG, apparently.
Alright, I'm heading out.
We unlocked the Titan Zmuro. So, us and Lala are, you know, defending Kilimanjaro against Char.
Combined. I won't let you.
God damn it, I want the fucking Nemo. I hate the targeting systems in these games. What was I gonna say? Oh, the jet part of the top of the Magella top cannon is stupid. But the Magella top cannon on its own is pretty cool.
What is it about fighting that brings you so much pleasure?
This is adult Amuro. You know, the one where he's lived a fulfilling life for the past 7 years.
You were reckless and you got hurt. Who will be pleased with that?
What?
Get a grip. You're playing into their hands. I won't let you get away with that.
He got away.
Go down. You're slow.
You're a slow.
Good move.
Yeah, this is adult Amuro who, you know,
You're too slow.
has had a fulfilling life and is only part of the Titans to save Lala. And, you know, hasn't been, basically under house arrest for 7 years.
I'm coming back.
Yeah. The Ogo is basically a steel can that's designed to get the pilot murdered.
Amuro launching. All mobile suits. We have to stop the enemy.
Love how we've, like, finished almost all of Amuro's campaigns, but we haven't even touched Char, like, at all. I thought I was slightly above that beam.
You got in my way. Don't get in my way.
Yeah, this is basically CCA Amuro in Zeta. Oh god, it's cats and a day off. Alright, so Hayato still join the AUG, even though we're part of the Titans. So now we get to murder cats. I mean, I think only Hayato and Frau will be sad about this, but I mean, like, screw them. So I guess this is the timeline where Amuro's kind of the black sheep. Like, he's the only one from White Base who didn't join the AUG, and the only one who doesn't see the Titans as a bad guy, because his, like, view is clouded by Lala. He sees this more as protecting Lala than he does about, you know, the Titans being assholes. Alright. Cat survives for today, but we'll kill him tomorrow. Are you guys seeing this? I can't lock on to him, but cats can't figure out how to walk in between a street. Yeah, like, look at cats. Like, legitimately. So it wasn't that the AUG used Nemos instead of GM2s. They actually did use GM2s when the people would defect with GM2s, but they mostly skipped GM2s because they're already developing Nemos, which were an upgrade on the GM2, by the time they had the ability to produce mobile suits. If somebody defected with a GM2, they would still use it. They wouldn't just straight up give them a Nemo.
Zmuro unit heading out. All mobile suits, we have to stop the enemy.
Yeah, you also see GM Customs in New Translation, which is a little bit weird, because remember they buried that project? Yeah. A lot of AUG pilots also used GM Kais for a while. Like the ones from the 1 Year War. It was just whatever they had. Hey Blitz, the reason why I always use recovery is I'm bad at this game. So having that last, like, little bit to survive saves my ass more than, you know, the attack upgrade or the speed upgrade does.
Come on.
Yeah.
You've made a poor choice for your final
Not giving up.
Think, it's still not too late for you to come back and join me.
Give it a rest.
Eliminate all your foes.
Not yet.
Yeah, I know the AI usually tends to steal it, but I mean, it happens sometimes too. It's doing the camera thing that UC Climax loved to do. You target something like
You won't do any more damage.
the furthest away from you possible for some reason that no one can quite say.
You're too slow.
Take me lightly. Damn, enemy. Damn.
Good move.
Careless.
Oh yeah, we fought in the Amuro joining the AUG arc early. We did fight Chirako as Amuro. Alongside Char, weirdly enough. Come on, gun, recharge. You take longer when you're out of ammo than you do when you're not.
What
Alright, see ya, Steven.
You got my way.
Why would we fight him as Titan, Zmuro? We're on the same side.
I'm an ally.
My headache. I can keep going. I'm fine. Enemy.
Yeah, we're on the same side as Shirako in this one, remember? Like, we're sticking in because of Lala.
I won't let you. Who's that?
Don't take me away.
I'm coming back.
Well, see, Shirako betrays the Titans by killing Hyman and then taking over. But technically, he was always on the side of the Titans. Technically.
Amuro unit heading out.
We're using the O because I like the O, and I don't get to use the O very often.
Mobile suits. We have to stop the enemy.
So the beam lance you can use, it's the R2 attack, but it's a set attack, so it's not very good. In my opinion, it's not like one of the ones where you spin around and hit everyone around you or something crazy like that. But the wrist bazooka or the wrist grenade launchers are the secondary weapon for the Hyper Mega Launcher, which I don't think I've used this playthrough, but it's just basically a bazooka. It's not
You're the source of the evil that causes us to fight. Your time has
not all that great. As far as the GM2 versus the GM3, the GM2 is basically an upgraded GM from the One-Year War, whereas the GM3 is like its own kind of thing. You can upgrade a GM2 to a GM3, but they rarely did that. So the GM3 is just all around better than the GM2. That being said, they didn't make very many GM3s. Mainly because they went to the Yagen like weeks later kind of thing. Yeah, you can use the grenade launchers, you just have to use the Hyper Mega Launcher. But you guys see how I shoot in this game? I need like 7 shots.
good. He's strong. It's not over yet. Take that. Get him, you. He's good.
Oh yeah. So, the cool thing about the... Oh, right? I can block. It's one of the few mobile suits that can. That, the Gundam, and the Gelgoog are the only ones that can. And the Gelgoog's is that it blocks during an attack, so it's weirdly timed.
He's good. Get him. Good. There. I'll get you. Get him. Damn you.
Uh,
Don't get in my way.
I thought the O was because that's what Tomino thought God was in Latin. Not Theo, but Geo. And it was just the American translator who translated it to the O instead of the O. Sayla's in this game technically, but she has 4 stages and doesn't get any more. It's kind of sad, actually. And Titania was made for the SD Gundam games. It's an SD Gundam original. I believe it's from Mono Eye, originally.
Not yet. You won't do any more damage. Not yet. Going nowhere. You. Now stop. Damn it. I'm coming back.
Oh, I lost my head. Amuro and Lala has triumphed in this fierce battle. The AUG has been annihilated and the Titans now control the Earth sphere. Their psychic report was enabled these new type warriors to overcome all enemies. The page of the Universal Century tells one story. The story is not etched in stone. Generic background. Or, generic lines that you can still play the game. But Amuro is victorious. The Titans triumph. Yay! If we finish up the Lala arc, we'll actually unlock Lala here as well. But like, we haven't touched Lala since we got into the Zeta era. So what do we want to do now? Do we want to, you know, begin the revenge on the Zabi family? I don't remember what this one's about, or do we want to do the Sayla getting killed in the 1-year war arc? So we gonna drop Axis on the planet? The colony drop on the Federation Jaburo base is underway. Attack the Federation MS. Force them. Stop them from interfering with us. Yeah, Sayla and Lala die in this storyline. So we, you know, form Neo Zeon and we decide to drop a colony on the planet.
And may the glory of victory be yours.
Weirdly, Hamon's with us for some reason. I'll probably end up using the Yakushiki, but I'll show the Mark II off a little bit.
What are you doing?
Ah, goddamn.
What are you doing? Take this. Down. Die.
Yep. We painted it pink and put Titan signs on it for some reason. We're not quite sure why. We were trying to use it as a false flag operation, but we're using it against the Titans, so it's just kind of weird. I do like the melee on this one because it like has a drill. When's Amuro gonna spawn? Damn.
You're hitting. You're like the second coming of Amuro. Be strong.
I was clicking L1 instead of R1 trying to deploy funnels. Oh, Amuro is here. Okay, cool.
Pay attention. Roger. Here they come. Charlie, don't get in my way. You're not gonna live. What are you doing? He's good.
Emma,
Be strong. Take that.
Don't take me lightly.
You must be joking.
yeah. Gotta say, I knew that was gonna happen because Camille kept stabbing me in the back earlier.
Damn you! Returning.
I'm not really good with the beam-only weapons. or being only in mobile suits.
And may the glory of victory be yours.
I mean, Shirako would have made it work. Not that Haman would have liked it. But yeah, you'll notice we're a pink Yakushiki, except for that's a Titan's logo on the binder. We got one on the other side, too. And on the shoulder.
There. It's because of people like you that
I mean, maybe.
I won't let you.
I did max out Mikube.
Stop deluding yourself and face the inevitable.
You sneaky bastard.
Oh wow, Camille's in the Super Gundam.
Better an innocent
I guess he never, I guess Amuro gets the
Come on, you bring nothing but
Zeta.
misery.
Consider your options carefully.
You.
Did kind of see that one coming on, Camille.
Camille, back off. It's not over yet.
This is the end for you, hypocrite.
What is it about
Oh, you're still in the Gundam.
I'll eliminate
I honestly didn't see that coming.
return to your world of darkness, Haman Khan? Get the hell out of here! It won't last much longer.
Have they announced another DLC pack for Cross Race? I hadn't heard. What is it?
Not yet. I don't want to die yet. Damn it!
Yeah, we just killed Camille.
I won't let you get away with that. Not yet.
I won't let you. Don't take me away.
Not yet.
Oh, that one, yeah. So they're upgrading the max level to 999 instead of 99 because they made the DLC too difficult, instead of making the DLC easier. And then they're making like hell mode a thing now, I think, or extra hard or something like that. Which I guess I understand since they're, you know, making everything more difficult. Oh, and they're finally adding in like Master Phoenix and Amelia or Amarilla and that kind of stuff. You know, the original suits that weren't quite animated for Cross Race that they already had models to. There's like extra, and then you unlock something, and then they're adding another one.
You sneaky bastard.
I think. Hey, Jacob. I'm doing all right.
Returning.
We just got the Amuro stuff done with, so we're doing Char going crazy and deciding to murder everyone for funsies. Oh, okay, I understand this. Revenge on the Zombie Family one is the one where Amuro wins, or Garma captures Jaburo and wins the 1-year war. So we're killing them in the alternate Zeta timeline.
And may the glory of victory be yours.
This is Gundam versus Zeta Gundam. It's a old PS2 game where it had a bunch of alternate timelines. It's a lot of fun. It's very repetitive and annoying more than anything, but it's a lot of fun. And for some reason, Haman is in a Zeong. Not even the, like, perfect Zeong. The legless one. I have not saved yet, no. Should I save? Yes. Am I going to save after this mission? Yes. Yeah.
This is the Zeta. I can feel a strong power. Armor launching.
Yeah, it needs more variation. But it doesn't have that, so.
Charge.
I have seen Iron-Blooded Orphans. Quite a bit, in fact. I like IBO. It's an interesting story. I'm curious what they do in the future with it.
Take this.
Though I'm still wondering if they'll ever release Erd Hunt or not. Which is the mobile game sequel to, well, side story. Or, you know, ever release out another season of the other side story, Gecko.
What do you want me to do?
But I doubt that's going to happen for some reason. Yeah, Barbie's really cool.
I was too much of a coward.
I was a big fan of Lupus when they first announced it.
Charge.
Like, I liked the idea of a beast-like Gundam that wasn't, you know, didn't turn into a dog. Like the Gaia Gundam does, but... God, that ending, like, disappointed me so much.
What's the point of dying here?
Yeah. So, kind of IBO spoilers here, just a little bit, though. But I only realized it, like, a couple of days back. Orga's the main character.
You won't do any more damage. Not yet. It's not over yet.
Yeah, so the ending of Season 1 was supposed to be everyone dying in that fight. Like, Miko was supposed to die while fighting Ein, and then the Ghost was supposed to take over and, like, end the fight for them. But the only thing about that is they marketed IBO amazingly and didn't even notice them doing it. And it made it super popular, so they were told that they had to do a second season, so they couldn't do the ending they wanted to do. But after the Hashmal arc and, you know, the Laughter event and all that kind of stuff, it got a lot less popular because everyone realized what was happening. And so when ratings started to dip, they were allowed to do the original ending that they wanted to do. Yeah.
Retreating.
I am also surprised how much Astray stuff has already come out. Like, legitimately, there is a ton of it.
And may the glory of victory be yours.
Yeah, the ending kind of sucked. I'm okay with what happened in the ending. I hate how they did the ending. Like, the fact that they did it the same way twice in a row and don't see a problem with that annoys me. If you're just gonna end everything with drive-bys, like, why couldn't you just have the entire group get gunned down by Galahorn instead? I was fine with everyone actually dying in the end, though. That was just kind of what it was. Yep. That ending was definitely that.
This is the Zeta. I can feel a strong power. Armor launching.
That's why if somebody asks me if they should watch IBO, I tell them to just watch the first season and then ignore the rest.
Armor. Don't get in my way.
So I had this idea like way back a while ago. Also the fact that Hashmal doesn't mean anything to the overall story annoyed me. But if they would have had made the ending everyone dying in a fight against like the bigger version of Hashmal, since we know those exist, no one would be mad, because it's like, oh yeah, you fought the demon and you staved off another Calamity War, but you died in the process. Like, that's the hero's arc. But the fact that they ended it how they ended it was just lame. Like, there's a writing thing where you never give the player, well, in tabletop RPGs, there's a writing thing. You never give the player a tactical nuke because they will try to use a tactical nuke. So, my favorite series out of all of Gundam is MS Saga, which was a PS2 game that's basically post-apocalyptic Gundam, followed behind by Turn A and then Gundam X. IBO comes in after Gundam X. And then after Gundam X was Double Zeta. It is by far not my favorite. Or not my most favorite. I do enjoy it, but it's not my most favorite.
What is this pressure?
Oh my god.
You won't do any more damage. Not yet. It's not over yet.
And my most hated character in IBO? Hush. Like, quite literally, Hush's character is, he's a chair. Like, they start his development and it goes nowhere. He could literally have been replaced by a wheelchair and the story would be exactly the same.
You must be joking.
Yeah, I do like how they dealt with the yoke and, like, really figuring it out and, like, doing something that the viewers would actually enjoy. That was pretty good. No, Hush isn't the ginger kid, that's Ride. Ride actually survives, weirdly enough. Hush was the guy with the white hair who became Mikazuki's apprentice. This isn't Quattro, this is Char. Char and Amuro are fighting on the surface of Axis, because we're about to drop Axis on the planet. Yeah, Hush was that white-haired kid who became Mika's apprentice, and then carried Mika around for a while, and that was it. Yeah. Yep, this is Char going crazy and making early CCA. Also, you notice that there's Titans markings on my Hyakushiki.
Returning.
Amuro is trying to stop me from dropping Axis. Char is planning on dropping Axis. And Char won. So it doesn't kill everyone, it just causes a nuclear winter. That lasts about 30 years and kills everything on the planet. So, mission successful? And then Amuro pursue Cha and Lala route. But yeah, the good ending, Char missing. Yeah, if Char had been RJ and just left because he had to do the main story for Gecko, it would have been fine. Like, I wouldn't have had a problem with that. But it didn't. It was weird. So... yeah, Lupus actually means wolf. Yeah, Lupus Rex is king of the wolves.
Amuro launching.
Yeah, so we just caused a nuclear winter. So now we're pursuing Char.
Amuro, you can do it.
Yes, Char and Quattro are two entirely different people.
Gundam, please hang
Quattro was even in the 1-year war and just, you know, survived being stuck on a Salamis for 6 months or something like that. Also, nice one, Sayla. That was just straight trying to murder me. She shot me in the back. Didn't even try to hide it. Well, because it looks like a wolf and it's the king of the wolves. That is why it's called Lupus Rex. Plus, the previous version was called Lupus, so Lupus Rex was the, you know, the upgraded version of Lupus. Because it's always Lupus.
I've got him. I can see the enemy.
Yeah, basically, if Gato had killed Lala, Amuro would kill Gato. And I honestly don't think it would be too difficult for Amuro to kill Gato.
She wasn't meant to be a warrior.
This is good. I'll have to fight on my own.
Nobody likes to admit their own mistakes due to the folly of their youth.
Yes, lupus is a blood disease. That is why it's always lupus. Except for the rare case where it's blood cancer that looks like lupus. Because that's a thing too. And one of the cures for lupus is actually injecting poison directly into your blood to kill the disease. It doesn't do well on the body afterwards though. But you don't die from lupus. So...
He's strong, but not this time.
Don't get cocky.
Yeah. Honestly, with the ending of IBO, if, quite literally, if they had a mobile armor kill everyone, I would have been fine with it. Like, it'd be, oh yeah, that happened. But the fact that they killed, like, Orga beforehand so that they could make the rest of it fucked up, or they can make the rest of the people make tactical mistakes, is both lazy and lame for me. Like, you can't figure out a good way to get rid of them. So instead you just kill a character off in a drive-by and have the rest just be the folly. But now we are chasing down Neo Zeon after Sayla and Lala were killed in battle. Chara forms Neo Zeon and declares war on the Federation. Join the fight to suppress the rebellion.
All right, I'm heading out.
So now Camille's with us for some reason that I'm not quite sure of. If anything, I think Camille would be on the other side.
The enemy.
But now they're trying to drop a colony on the Earth.
Camille, pay attention.
Yeah. See, the other annoying thing about Orga,
Did I do it?
besides him being the main character, is they had already done that in the story once before. Like,
Behind me.
it's not new ground. They did it already.
Good. I'll get you. There. Good.
Well, you see, Amuro's a more well-put-together person than Jared is. Jared tries to commit murder when stuff like that happens. Whereas Amuro just kind of sucks it up and accepts it.
Here they come.
Oh, I should use the Hyper Mega Launcher.
Shock. I won't let you. Honor. Don't get in my way.
Yeah. Technically Odessa doesn't break the Antarctic Treaty. Because they overloaded the reactor of the Odessa base to make it explode. It's not how nuclear reactors work in real life, but it technically doesn't break the treaty because it was an accident. That being said, yeah, they break it twice before, so... I mean, they don't really have a place to talk. And the peace treaty has already been signed, so the treaty is already null and void. It's just Gato who doesn't Delos, who doesn't accept the fact that the peace treaty had already been signed. Alright, see you, Vex. Yeah. Cool. So me liking Season 1 of IBO is kind of a little bit biased because I did translate it for someone. And, you know, I'm in the credits on a certain set of those translations. Wait, what? Neo Zeon plans to capture Luna 2 and drop it on Kilimanjaro base. Intercept the enemy forces. Oh, so they're dropping a bunch of shit on the planet. Yeah.
Zmuro unit heading out.
Yeah, Season 1 was really good.
The enemy.
Yeah, with the Antarctic Treaty stuff, since we'll never see the actual terms of the treaty, we don't know if they broke it or not. But because the peace treaty was already signed between the two of them, and Zeon was integrated back into the Federation, most likely the Antarctic Treaty was null and void because one of the signers didn't exist anymore, and there was only one signer left. But it really depends on the terms. Like, if the terms was never to use nukes again, then yeah, they broke it. Oh, there you are, Char.
It's because of people like you that the fighting never ends. I won't let you. Stop deluding yourself and face the inevitable.
You sneaky bastard!
A child from someone who's evil. Come on, you bring nothing but misery.
Consider your options carefully.
Did that new treaty ban nuclear weapons in combat? Was that a term? Was that one of the terms of the surrender? Because just because they signed it doesn't mean the new Neo Zeon, or the Republic of Zeon and the Principality of Zeon are the same thing.
Go down.
Yeah. Just because you have a similar name doesn't mean you're considered the same country. Because you might not know this, but America signed an agreement with the United States. Mexico is called Estados Unidos de Mexico. So technically the United States signed an agreement with the United States. That doesn't mean it's null and void because it signed an agreement with itself. They're two separate countries, but they have the same names.
Why do you kill people so easily?
Also, Camille is getting his ass kicked. Damn.
This is the end for you, hypocrite.
What is it about fighting that brings you so much pleasure?
I'll eliminate all your opponents.
I'm coming back.
Counterattack on Neo Zeon failed. Alright, you know what that means, right? Question is, do we need to kill Haman and then Char, or do we need to kill Char? Or kill them both at the same time?
The enemy.
Yeah, the G defensor shouldn't exist right now. Honestly, probably neither should the Zeta Hyper Mega Launcher, but nothing to worry about there. Was there a nuclear ban determined between the two? Because I'm not aware of anything like that.
How's that?
Yeah. It was never brought up whether they signed the Antarctic Treaty between the Zeonic Republic and the Federation. But, so, as far as I know, they didn't violate that treaty. And Jacob, it depends on which alternate timeline you're talking about. Because, like, I love Negative Z, where, you know, Zeon wins the 1 year war, and, you know, the Titans come back from actual Titan to eventually right the agreement and rebuild the Federation. That's one of my favorite timelines.
Better an innocent child than someone who's evil. Haman, you bring nothing but misery!
Consider your options carefully.
You!
Yeah, as far as I know, there isn't any agreement like that. But they don't really go into the politics of Neo Zeon and the Republic of Zeon.
Don't take me lightly.
An alternate timeline of IBO would be, I mean, if they wanted to, but I don't think they can. There's not enough, like, content for that yet.
Back off! It's not over yet!
This is the end for you, hypocrite.
What is it about fighting that brings you so much pleasure?
Oh, yeah, yeah, there's English translations of the 3 original Gundam novels. I have them up on the shelf over there.
Get the hell out of here!
As far as how many people are on Titan, when the Federation was annexed during the 1 year, or after the 1 year war, a lot of people joined up with the Jupiter Energy Fleet, and the people who wanted to see the Federation come back ended up moving to bases on Titan, where the Energy Fleet helped them rebuild and kind of form the Titans. And the AZUG do form in that timeline. They're just a little bit different. It's mostly just about freeing Zeon from Earth influences instead of, you know, stopping heinous war crimes and stuff.
You! Why do you kill people so easily? Die!
Because in Negative Z, Zeon's capital is, like, in Germany for raisins.
You!
Damn it.
I'm coming back!
Yep. Still failed that one.
Zmuro unit heading out!
Yeah, it's basically another movement of Zeon. It's just slightly different. And ironically, it's led by Char, and Char uses it to kill the zombie family. And eventually, the final battle is between Titans Camille, Quattro in a Sazabi, basically, and then Amuro in the Zeta. Yeah, because so Axis comes back in the story, right? And they kind of guilt Lala into fighting with Axis against Zeon, because they're trying to put the zombie or the Daikon family back in control of it. They don't have Sayla with them. They have some other kid that's pretending to be a Zeon, to be a child of Zeon Daikon. And so they, like, guilt Lala into doing it because they know who Char is. And then, and she thinks Char's part of it at the time, but she doesn't know it. And eventually Quattro and Lala end up fighting, and Char has to kill Lala. But, like, Lala knows who it is almost immediately, and so she's like, nah, just do it.
Stop deluding yourself and face the inevitable!
You sneaky bastard.
Better an innocent child than someone who's evil!
And then, yeah.
Nothing but misery!
So eventually Axis kind of gets driven out, because they attack the main, like, Zeon support, but the Principality has such good support for winning the war that they aren't able to keep a hold on it.
Don't take me lightly.
Be strong! You! Why do you kill people so easily! Die! Camille, back off! It's not over yet!
Ah, god damn it!
The end for you, hypocrite.
I was hitting the shoot button and everything. God damn.
Brings you so much pleasure.
Alright, let's try killing Char then.
Return to your world of darkness, come on, Khan!
Yeah, Rizion doesn't exist in that one, though. And Rizion is the most successful Xeon, Xeon faction because they mostly survive.
Sensing the pressure.
I mean, they change a lot when they take in all those Titans remnants, but they survive. And they become the ruling body on Mars for, like, almost 100 years. Have any of you guys actually read Rizion? Or have you just read the wiki article for it? Ah.
What are you doing? I'll get you.
It's the sequel to... It's Gundam Inlay. It's the sequel to Advance of Zeta. It's about all the Titans who... The Xeon remnants on Mars, and then the Titans who flee to Mars after the Grips conflict. And, like, all the stuff they encounter there. Oh my god. Okay, Camille died, and we're not getting reinforcements, so... That Gelgoog and the Gaza are just beating the shit out of me. And then Char's gonna get away. Yeah, Char got away. Alright, I'm gonna finish up this timeline, then I'll go back and try and beat this, because this is getting stupid.
Coming back.
Or, I'll do it one more time.
Amuro unit heading out.
So I'm gonna kill Haman, and then once I kill Haman, I'm gonna try to kill Char. I don't know if this is even what I need to do either. That's the annoying part.
We have to stop the enemy.
Yeah, it's the sequel to Advance of Zeta, even though, you know, it doesn't follow any of the groups from Advance of Zeta.
Not yet. You got in my way.
And the main character is a play clone named Alicia Zabi, who may or may not also be a child of Dozel with one of Haman's sisters. Because that's a plotline they never resolved.
You got in my way.
But, so the main character is Alicia Zabi, and she's having a relationship with Solid Snake, but then Solid Snake dies. So they realize that the people who killed Solid Snake, they have to act against, which is the Chester group, who inhabits the desert. Eventually they end up allying with the Chester group and creating Mars Xeon.
It's because of people like you that the fighting never ends. I won't let you. Stop deluding yourself and face the inevitable.
And where we last left off was a civil war between the Titans remnants and the Neo Xeon remnants. And a lot of Titans are siding with Neo Xeon for reasons that I don't quite understand. Including Monsha, which is kind of cool. I believe in chapter 12 they show like what happened to Alphabet and Monsha. Come on, please. Oh my god. It's like, hey, camera, can you keep locking onto her? No, you're gonna target this Gaza.
Amuro launching.
Yeah. Like, literally all the girls in that manga that he draws are play clones, and all the guys are Solid Snake. Like, they all look the same, and it bothers the crap out of me. Including the AUG guys who are still there for some reason. And still call themselves the AUG. Yeah. Ironically, though, Mancha actually fixes his alcoholism.
Did I do it?
Yeah, he actually gives up drinking after, you know, his entire family gets murdered. Well, his entire squad, I should say.
You got in my way. It's because of people like you that the fighting never ends. I won't let you. Stop deluding yourself and face the inevitable.
You sneaky bastard!
Better an innocent child than someone who's evil. Aman, you bring nothing but misery.
Consider your options carefully. Don't take me late. Don't take me late.
Oh no! What are you doing?
Thanks, Camille. Come on, please. It's getting stupid. Come on. Just fucking respond menus.
Zmuro unit heading out.
It's such a good thing going there, too.
All mobile suits.
And then it decides to target Char instead of, you know, the target I actually want. Oh well. Last time, and then we'll finish up the storyline. And then I'll beat it on my own, and you know, probably the first time on my own I'll beat it easy too. As these things usually go. Come on.
Damn you. You got in my way.
Come on, Haman. You know you want to spawn. Thanks, Camille. Really appreciate it.
Because of people like you that the fighting never ends. I won't let you. Stop deluding yourself and face the inevitable.
You sneaky bastard!
Better an innocent child than someone who's evil. Aman, you bring nothing but misery.
Consider your options carefully.
Not yet.
Alright, screw it.
Who cares as long as it doesn't hurt? I'll get you. He's good. He's good. Camille, back off. It's not over yet.
This is the end for you, hypocrite.
What is it about fighting that brings you so much pleasure?
I'll eliminate all your opponents.
Come on, Haman, you're already dead.
Turn to your world
Well,
of darkness.
you already retreated at least. Not really dead. Alright, cool. We're just ending this. Screw it. Yeah, I know, come on. And I don't need to watch him jump away. I'm good.
Coming back.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Hey, look who we have as a partner! I didn't know that happened on this one.
Heading out.
That's why I was trying to get the other one, is that's how you unlock, the ZZ timeline.
Sharp. I won't let you.
No, we already had the double Zeta. Yeah. Remember, Camille's storyline, we got the double Zeta a long time ago. Yeah, Judah helps out for some reason. You know, he's literally just some some orphan
Because of you.
on side one.
Because of you.
That's why you can't fly.
Come on.
This shall be your grave.
I'm gonna shoot you down. Don't get in my way! Don't get in my way!
Yeah. Judah's here. He also has a voice actor. This is one of the few times he was actually voice acted that wasn't a bad Malaysian dub. That people refuse to admit exists, but actually does exist. The full thing doesn't really exist anymore, we don't think, but... at least not on the internet.
Too slow.
But it is a thing. Oh, yeah, they do dub it.
Don't take me lightly.
They would dub him in Dynasty Warriors, wouldn't they? Yeah, Judah. You keep jumping in front of me when I hit, so you are kind of my enemy.
Go down! Going nowhere! No! There's no time. Hurry up!
Is the other person coming?
What a pathetic battle.
Mm-hmm. You failed, Char.
It was over. I lost.
Why didn't you apply your courage in a better way? If you only used your abilities for the sake of harmony and cooperation, you could have saved the planet.
You know the danger very well. How could you stand and let the same thing happen again? You still believe humanity should change?
Becoming like us.
Lala! You got in my way!
That fleet. Under the Federation fleet. You're too late! Too late! Bastards!
Yeah, so basically they drop a colony on Jaburo, they drop Luna 2 on Kilimanjaro, and now they're trying to drop Odessa on Dakar. Not Odessa, Aboaku. What I meant was Axis. One of them A words. Okay. I think if you can kill Char and Char and Haman on that one,
I'm coming back!
you can unlock, you know, the final character. But I don't know if it's that one or the next one, or the like successful counterattack. I really don't remember. Yeah, but basically Amuro Axis events. Yeah, so we do need it, but... So we have the double cannon, which is basically the giant, like, barf beam. Or we have the double beam rifle. If you guys forgot, we unlocked this with Camille, like, a long time ago. But I'm going to do this one more time on stream because I'm pretty sure I can get it this time. And
All right,
if I can't, I'll probably just end the stream and do this off stream sometime.
all mobile suits, we have to stop the enemy!
Oh. God damn it. Come on, go up. These are incredibly tough Galgoots. Inexplicably so. But we do have the giant-ass beam saber, which is always fun.
Go down!
Yeah, I kind of wish we had Mega Zeta, because this is basically the Mega Zeta timeline, except for, you know, we're fighting Char and not Hitler. And Char isn't our ally, even though he's gender bent for some reason. Yeah, the Idleon crossover with Gundam. Char and Haman and Judah team up to stop Hitler from stealing the Idleon, which they had uncovered in an asteroid, and they get backed up by Char in the Zaku 3 Kai Kai. Except for Char is a girl in that one for reasons. Oh. Barf beam. Go, barf beam! Damn it! So close. Except for that Gaza shot me in the back at the last moment. Oh well. Yeah, you guys hadn't read the Idleon crossover?
Why do you kill people so easily?
Come on, you're already dead. Oh, come on, I love that manga. It's so good. Ah. There's like a 2-second like delay between me firing my gun and hitting the button. It's not just a Q-Blade. That's the Q-Blade Mark II. That's the upgraded version of the Q-Blade. Ah, I want to keep targeting Char. I don't know why it keeps pulling me away to, like, the generic mooks. Does that Hamon, too. Like, it's kind of annoying. Ah, damn it. Okay. Yeah, I kind of wish this game had more, like, any of the OVA units or more of anything. It'd be pretty cool if he was in a Regelgoog.
All right, I'm heading out. The enemy.
One more time. And then, yeah, we'll do it later. If, you know, I don't do it this time.
Go down.
Inexplicably strong Gelgoogs. Oh, I know, I should barf beam him. So both me and Camille have barf beams. Well, what would upgrading it help? I mean, I could go dump all 4 levels into it if you want, but it doesn't really do anything for me. Upgrading only increases ammo and HP. It doesn't increase damage at all. Yeah, if it increased damage, it would be, like, super nice, but...
You sneaky bastard!
Better an innocent child than someone who's evil. Come on, you bring nothing but misery!
Consider your options carefully.
See, that's what always does it. Like, they... change the targeting reticle to somebody else, and it allows Haman to survive every time.
Camille, back off! It's not over yet!
This is the end for you.
Yeah, it'd be pretty cool if they actually let you choose it instead of just, like, your faction determines what colors you use. But I do like that they give you an option for having separate colors.
Turn to your world of darkness, Haman Khan! Get the hell out of here!
But I find it kind of a little bit weird that there's, you know, Titans logos on the Hyakushiki when you're using it as Zeon.
Sensing the pressure. I'm an ally!
Oh, you can allow Christina and Bernie to survive. Christina will always be your enemy if you do it, but you can do it. What you got to do is you start the event where you steal the Gundam Alex, and then end it after or before that event resolves. So on that turn, if you can end the battle on the turn that it happens, both Bernie and Christina will be there, have their thing happen, but the final battle will never happen. So it never gets killed. Ah, damn.
I'm coming back!
Yay! Haman is killed! Okay, so we did have to kill Haman on that one. It's good to know. Yeah, so I didn't know we got Judah on this one, but, you know, we've killed Haman, so... You can't get Bernie to join the other side. That never happens. You can get a couple of people like Shin and Johnny Ridden to side with the AUG, but they never defect again. Bernie at least never defects, or at least I don't remember him defecting. And as far as other things being animated, at this point I don't think we'll ever see Crossbone animated, but that's the most requested series of getting animated. Yeah. I think it's too much of a meme for it to be a thing. Yeah, Judah's in this game. You can actually unlock Judah at 1.2. There are Mychella, or Miashmir, Chara, Glemmy, Judah, Elpio, Ellie, and Mondo, I believe, are all in the game. You just can't really unlock them. There's, like, even voice lines for them and everything. It's real weird. Yeah, the manga, or the company that published the manga, I want to say it's Gundam Ace, owns the right to Crossbone. Which, be weird. You think they'd be okay with it, but you never know. And yeah, F91 would or Fastest F90 would probably be a better story to animate than Crossbone, because Crossbone's very enemy of the week kind of thing. So like they'll fight people for an episode or two and then like fight someone else. But Fastest F91 is basically like the story of the development of the F90 and then F91 and fighting the Oldsmobile army. I think it would be cooler for an OVA and work better, but that's my opinion.
You should be able to see them, the souls of all the people who died uselessly. You only used your abilities for the sake of harmony and cooperation. You could have saved the planet.
Give it a rest!
Why can't we all live together?
What is this pressure? It isn't increasing.
Oh, can you unlock them in arcade mode?
Not yet. It's not over yet.
That might be one of the group that I never unlocked. Because there's like, you have to do like Route G in a very specific way to unlock it. And like, so, like you have to succeed in like routes 1, 2, and 3, and then fail in 4 or something like that. It's real weird. Oh, that is actually just a Neo, or just a Xeon. What the heck? That's funny. Didn't even see that was there.
I'm an ally.
You know what, Judah? You have fun. I'm just gonna sit over here and watch you shoot me, even though I'm nowhere near it.
I'll get you.
Everyone down!
Hey, good. I'm coming back.
Amuro overcame Char in a fierce battle. Axis descent course changed, and the Earth escapes a catastrophic disaster. This is literally the exact same ending as the other one. Yeah, they haven't had the time to technologically advance. They're too busy figuring out the logistics of moving these things. But yeah, Amuro is missing. Somehow killing Hammond was the worst end? Yeah, is that all of Amuro? Yep, that was all of Amuro. So we finished all of Amuro now, too. We've done all of Emma. We need Quattro Apple Roberto. We need to touch Capricorn and Shirako. Half of Buren, most are... Well, we're almost done with Rosamia. We need to do Titan's Emma. We haven't done that yet. We haven't done much of Titan's Camille either. Haman and Char we need to finish up, but we'll get to those one day. Garma and Rumble Rawl. Makuve, Lala. But guys, I think that'll be the end of it for me here. Next week we'll be back. I think I want to do some Lala and finish up the Lala storyline so we can get Titan's Lala as well. Yeah. Both Amuro and Camille can join the Titans. Camille's parents are killed when AUG MS invade Green Noah. Out of hatred for the AUG, he becomes a Gundam Mach 2 pilot. Hey, Capricorn is a fine man who has. We've only literally done two stages with him apparently, but we need to have him survive the 1-year war. Yeah, we have Camille as well that we need to finish up, and then once we finish up Lala's story, I believe. We unlock the Titan's Lala once we finish up all her stuff. And then we also need to, you know, murder the Zabi family as Char. I wish there was a Cassilia route in this game, but she's not in this. Though I should probably make the reference to the Char dating sim that never actually got finished, but I wanted to be finished so bad. So there was somebody making a joke dating sim about dating Char. You play as Garma as the main character, right? And you're at a Japanese high school and you can date various versions of Char, all who have their own story. There's like a sporty Char. There's Quattro who's not Char. There's normal Char, who I believe was going to betray you in the end, but I don't remember if that was legit or not. I don't believe there was female Char in there. I think, if I remember correctly, there's like 4 versions of Char. Yeah, there was Quattro, there was CCA Char, which was the teacher. There's normal Char, and I forget what the last one was. It might have been young Char. Like Kohai Char. It's like your underclassman Char, then there was the teacher Char, there was the normal Char, and then there's Quattro, who was the exchange kid who totally wasn't Char. It never got finished though, but I remember seeing a bunch of screenshots for it long, like way back in the day. I don't remember. I think you're either Garma or Amuro. I can't remember which one. I think it was Garma though, because I remember you having you like seeing purple hairs in one of the like, you know, POV shot kind of things. Yeah, that's Alphonse Char. Or Alphonse Shaw, as they call it in the audio documentary. But yeah, folks, I think I'm going to end that one here. Hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, you should like. If you didn't, you should dislike. We'll finish up Lala next route. Probably do Titan's Lala after that. And then start clearing up some of these other ones, like Rumble Rawl, you know, survive the 1 year war as him using only the Marasai. Figure out what the heck Makuve's is. Probably finish up Garma as well. Because, like, we still got a bunch of stuff here to do. Oh, we probably need to finish this one to get Makuve. Yeah, we're on the last, like, maybe 3 sessions of this game, I think. And then, yeah, we'll talk about what we want to play next. Maybe we'll do some Dynasty Warriors Gundam, maybe some Zeonic Front, maybe something else entirely. I don't know. Once work goes down, I might start playing some stuff after work on days. But I haven't really got that far out yet. Anyway, though, folks, good night.